What's up YouTubers, it's Virtuoso Gamers tuning in again, and this time I'm coming with another PC setup tips and tricks video. So I'm actually moving in, I think 2 weeks is when I'm moving, and so I want to make one last, I guess a lot of people have been asking, certain things about some of the equipment that I use. So basically I'm just gonna go through a little whole tour of all the equipment that I use in my setup before I make the move, and then I get to set up basically a whole new setup. And I think I'm gonna add a lot of cool stuff that you guys are going to really like. So yeah, let's get to it, and let's go through all the equipment that I currently use right now and what I use it for. Alrighty, so first let's go over this wall over here. So on those acrylic stands right there are custom keyboards. So I have currently 9 custom keyboards, and that is one of the biggest parts of my setup and one of the parts that I deeply appreciate the most, because all the keyboards that you see on display here were built by myself. So that is a big part of my setup, is all the custom keyboards and DIY kits that I put together. Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. And then also just some collectibles. I think collectibles are a great addition to any setup. And plants. People might think, why do you need plants in your setup or something like that? But honestly, plants make a great addition to any setup, whether they are real or whether they are fake. It just brings out a nice color. I mean, they look nice, and it just brings out your setup takes your setup to another level if you add that little addition. And on Amazon you can find them for fairly cheap, and it will just make your setup look a lot nicer. So yeah, I recommend that in any setup. Get some, light up signs like the game over sign, or just be creative and maybe do it yourself. Get some collectibles that you like, but don't go overboard, because I used to have a lot of boxes out and displaying things like that I put in my computer, and it just looked a little bit tacky. So yeah, definitely recommend getting into the custom keyboard scene, putting some on display. It has brought me a lot of happiness and peace, just building keyboards. I think it's a fun process. And yeah, so that's basically this wall right here. And then if we move it over here, I used to have 2 posters, but the magnets on the other one fell. So it's just those Nanoleafs over there. And then another poster from Displate, which I've had previous videos going over those products. The Nanoleafs and Displate are pretty pricey, but I think they are worth it if you have the right wall for the Displate. I guess mine was a structured wall, so that's why it ended up falling off. But the Nanoleafs are on the pricier side, but there's a lot of customizations and things you can do to them, and I like the way they look. So yeah, that's pretty much for all the equipment that's on this wall, and then some just little soundproof panels for when I'm recording music or streaming. And then we have this display thing from IKEA. When I move, I'm definitely gonna do this a lot different. Right now, I didn't really know what to display on it, so I just put a virtual reality set that I have and a couple headsets. But when I move, I actually wanna make these panels display a couple of my keyboards, and I think that would look really cool. But yeah, these are cheap little things that you can get at IKEA and basically display whatever you want. Right now, it's just on the door because I didn't have anywhere else to put it, but I'm definitely gonna find a better spot to put it once I move. But this is another great addition that you see actually in a lot of setups, is these panels that they sell at IKEA for very cheap, and you can display whatever you want. The possibilities are endless. So that's that. All right, and the next thing that I get a lot of questions on is the desk. This is basically an IKEA desk hack. It has been done before, but I haven't seen too many of them done with this color wave, and I actually think it looks perfect with this keyboard and this desk mat. So honestly, you can go for a more expensive desk and buy like an uplift standing desk, which is gonna be really pricey, or something like that. But this came out to not that much at all, and it's just a traditional IKEA desk hack with 2 Alex drawers, some furniture leg risers, and then the Carly walnut kitchen countertop is what it's specifically made for. But in this array, I made it into a desk, and it comes out really good, and I think I like it so much that I might, when I move, get another one except with the white drawers and use that for my music setup, or I might get the standing desk. I'm not sure yet, but it also, because you put it together yourself, the Alex drawers, and you drill the leg risers in and you basically do it all by yourself, is why you can look at it and be proud of it every day, because it's something you did yourself, and just instead of just buying a pre-built desk. And it is really nice wood, the countertop and everything, as you guys can see. So that is in all products here, except for the desk risers. The furniture metal leg risers were bought on Amazon. Everything else can be bought in an IKEA or online. So I definitely recommend doing this if you want a wholesome desk setup that you can do by yourself. Alrighty, and the next thing we could go over is the computer. So basically my specs on the computer are EVGA, FTW, GeForce RTX 3080 Ti for the Wen 3. So that's a really nice GPU, and it has LEDs and RGB built into it. And then I have it supported by a Cooler Master GPU bracket, because the heavier graphics cards do tend to sag a lot, and that's a nice pickup because it also has RGB integrated into the GPU bracket. And then I have a TherMALTAKE 240mm RGB AIO cooler, and all the RGB on the computer is controlled through software on your desktop. And then for the motherboard, I have an AORUS X570 master board. It's a beautiful looking motherboard, and there's a lot of different functions that it has that you can do. And then I have your traditional G.Skill RAM, which is used by a lot of people. I believe it's 3600 megahertz, I'm not really sure. And then a ROSEWILL case. And then for the fans, I have some CORSAIR. I'm not sure exactly what version of fans they were, but they are some CORSAIR fans. And then for memory, I do have 3 terabytes of SSD. One of them is external, and then 2 terabytes I think is internal. I'm not sure exactly what the brands are off the top of my head, but it is a beast of a PC. Hasn't given me any problems yet. So yeah, and I've had it for a pretty long time now. So it's definitely a good PC. Alrighty, and then that's another custom keyboard you see. It's actually a ROMWorks keyboard with GMK keycaps and a custom aviator cable from Mechables. All the parts in it are custom, and it is very pricey, but it's definitely a good looking keyboard. So just more plants on my desk and stuff. I like to keep it nice and earthy. And then I have 2 stream decks. So those things I've mentioned in other videos, but they are very useful even if you're not a streamer. Just for everyday use, if you don't have a macro pad, or you don't want to program your keyboard to utilize those macros, then the Stream Deck is the easiest and most intuitive way to do that through the software. That's why I like it so much, just because it's easy and I don't have to waste all this time, and it has nice animations on it, and it just looks good. But you are gonna have to pay more for that, but in my opinion, it is worth it. It has so many different functions that you could do in Premiere, Photoshop, editing softwares, opening up stuff, especially if you're a streamer, switching scenes, and all different things like that. The possibilities are really endless, so I highly recommend that product. And then for mouse, I have a bunch of other keyboards and mouses, but the one that I use most is this one right here, which is the Logitech G Pro. It's just good for gaming. It's lightweight and really nice. But I do want to invest in another mouse for, I guess, editing, and more when I'm just using the internet and not gaming, because it is meant for mainly gaming. So I think I'm gonna invest in an MX Master, which I heard is better for, like editing and stuff like that. So that's the computer, the stuff that I have on my desk. I have a couple more things on the other side, which I will show you. Okay, and then I have a couple more products over here. So I have your traditional HYPERX QUADCAST mic that I use for streaming. Honestly, it's not the best mic. I do have a mic that's better than that, but I don't have an audio interface to pair with currently, because my other audio interface is in use on my music setup. So yeah, I guess if you're just getting into it, then I would recommend it. But if you really want something that's a little bit better for high-end streaming, then I would go with the blue Spark, which isn't that much more expensive. And because it's an XLR mic, it's gonna give you better audio quality. And then I just have a headphone stand, a Govee table lamp, which is pretty cool. And then an Elgato light, which is currently on right now. And the camera that I use to shoot these videos on is a Canon EOS M50. And I also use this camera to stream. It's really nice. It does feature 4K too, but the 4K abilities are quite limited, so you do have to purchase an adapter, which I own. But then I found out that adapter is only usable with certain lenses, so then I have to buy another lens now. But all in all, it is a good camera, a good starting camera for content creating. And then now I could take you over to the music setup. All right, and last but not least, we have the music setup. So it's just one of those new iMacs that come in all those different colors. And then for my audio interface, which I love, is the Apollo Twin Universal Audio. It's a great audio interface for Mac. Not so much, not at all for the PC. I wouldn't recommend it for the PC. But once I bought this interface and upgraded from I believe the past interfaces I used were Scarlett's, which are great, but once I upgraded to this, it took sound to a whole nother level and it sounds a lot better. And then I have some KRK speakers, another custom keyboard, and a Kai MPK Mini, and some storage, external storage. So yeah, this is a great little setup for music, and that's probably what I'm gonna buy the other desk for, is to put this on it. And then I just got this mic over here, which is a Mojave mic that I bought on sweetwater.com. And it is a really nice mic that's not too expensive, but it is still pretty pricey when it comes to audio equipment. So that's basically it for the setup. And stay tuned to, once I'm moving, I am going to shoot some more videos of that whole process. So that should be fun. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the content, please remember to subscribe to the channel and like below so I can keep on bringing you guys this content. I'm moving in a couple weeks, so I'm going to be shooting videos of that whole process, and then probably going to be busy for a little bit, and then I'm going to start uploading some more videos again. But yeah, go check me out over on Twitch too. I live stream over there, and I'll drop all the links below to that. And I'll also drop links below to my music. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And I do appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me. I've been reading all the comments, and I do really enjoy that part of it all. And that's my favorite part. So thank you guys, and see you next time.